7, and I just want to make a review of one of my favorite flashlights, one that I've been using for over a year. I'll say the name later. Yeah, that's the spot where we had that huge thunderstorm last time we came here 2 years ago. This is where I jumped like a frog, so we call it the frog place. Kim just asked me if I changed the folder. File management is something when you're living for 60 days, and the way we decided to do it on this trip is to shoot always in the same folder on each of the 4 cameras. So every day we need to create that new folder. Ça va le framing?
Ça semble correct.
Olight M1x Striker. I have 2 of those right here. So this is a Olight M1x Non-striker. I removed the striker part. When I did my review a few months ago, the only downside of this flashlight was the spikes, because that's a weapon with the spikes. And when traveling, you know, I just don't want to have any problems. So we sanded the head of it, so now it's a non-striker version of the M1x flashlight. Okay, so this is a review about this flashlight, why it became my top flashlight over the past year. It replaced all of my Eagle tags that I've been using for a long time. It's the most important one these days for me for tube light painting. It's 1 inch, and that's the exact size you need to put in the tubes like this. As you see, it's very bright. It's the brightest 1000 lumen flashlight that I have. It doesn't mean that it's necessarily brighter than another one, but inside a tube it is brighter. I measured a lot of these flashlights, and this is the best one. It's mostly because of the beam angle, the reflector inside, the LED that is used, so it works really well for what I'm doing. 5 brightness level accessible from a single button on the side here, and there's a memory function, so if you turn it off and on, it keeps the same brightness. That's a huge advantage for us. I used to avoid any flashlight that has a side button here, because when it's in the tube, you're very likely to hit the button and then it changes the brightness, things that you don't want to mess with when you're playing outdoors with high winds and difficult conditions. But somehow it never happened with this flashlight. I never hit the side button, so it's great. The strobe is constant. Thank you, Olight. None of the Olight flashlight has non-constant strobe, as far as I know. I have probably 12 different models, so far we're safe with that. So constant strobe mode by doing 3 half press. So the strobe mode is accessible even if the flashlight is inside the tube, so you don't have to take it out. So you only have to do 3 half press and you're good to go. How magical is this? And also, this is an equally spaced strobe pattern, not like the knit core, which is doing super thin strobe pattern. Both are good, but for tube stripes, I prefer this one. And to make stripes, then I use 2 white tubes like this. We're going to show you the example later. So on the second one, I go on strobe, I hold the 2, put an elastic here, I'm good to go to make stripes. I'm talking fast because we're getting late and we have to start
in a few minutes.
Yeah, it's one of the most solid flashlights I have. I never broke one. I have probably 5 or 6 units now, and they're very, very solid. The side clip also is super long and solid. That's great. When you put it in the tube, it's going to stay there. Direct access to high power by doing 2 half press. So if you're in low mode and then you want to go in full power, you just do 2 half press and you're at max power. Okay, so you can also get a pressure switch for this, but this is not something I'm using during the blue hour. But that's an option too. You can have it, but I don't really like it because there's no on-off button on the pressure switch. So if you want to use it, you always have to keep pressing the button. So I just don't use it. I have it somewhere, but I don't use this one. So best flashlight for the blue hour, the Olight M1x Striker. Okay, let's rock. Tube. That's a bit too much. Okay, and that's it for tonight. Triple tube night. I think we had a few minutes left, and yeah, why not? Why not?
Why not?
That's the longest tube ever. So it's simply 3 Milky White tubes stacked with long extenders. Well, I have a long one, but the small one is just making everything so flimsy.
Yeah.
But it worked. We have a couple of interesting pictures using that. Okay.
Good.
Can you take everything apart?
Yeah.
On va faire une intro alternative.